Okay, this is going to be our module 4 where we're going to talk about enhancing creativity with AI. So I've got 3 different modules with this one. We're going to talk about storytelling and fiction writing, poetry and creative exercises, and overcoming writer's block with AI assistance. So first of all, let's just jump into storytelling and fiction writing. So I think I did this in the very first module where we had it write a little story about a cat and a mouse, or a squirrel. So we're going to have it write write a scary, so we're in ChatGPT, a scary campfire story that has a humorous twist at the end. Let's fix our humor. So we're keeping it really general right now and not constraining it, so we'll just go deeper and deeper and get that to happen right here. Okay, the ghost of Timberlake Woods. It was a dark moonless night in Timberlake Woods, and campers sat huddled close to the fire, its flames casting flickering shadows across their face. The wind howled through the trees like a lost soul wailing in the darkness. Tell us a scary story, one of the campers demanded. Oh, so it didn't even continue. So please continue. Sometimes there you go. So it's going to give us a little story, and this is it being, well, we've only constrained it by saying it has a humorous twist at the end, that's all. So it's going to give us something, and you're welcome to plug this in while we wait for this to pull up here. We'll just kind of go through some of this right now. So Ben, the camp counselor, grinned mischievously. All right, he said, leaning forward so that the firelight danced wickedly in his eyes, but beware, this story is not for the faint of heart. The camper shifted nervously, trying their sleeping bags tighter around themselves. Ben's voice dropped to a conspiratorial whisper. Many years ago, long before this campground was built, Timberlake Woods was home to Old Man Grizzle. He was a hermit, living alone in a cabin made of rotten wood and rusty nails. He had a long beard that grew down to his knees and eyes that glowed like embers. But it wasn't his appearance that terrified the locals. No, it was what he ate. So blah, blah, blah. So right here we're going to go. So apparently what's happening is, okay, so they did turn funny. They ran, Ben whispered. One of them tripped over a tree root. The others stopped to help, but it was too late. Old Man Grizzle grabbed the fallen camper and what? A camper asked, his eyes wide, and he suddenly let out a suddenly a loud, shrill fart ripped through the night, cutting Ben off mid-sentence. The campers froze up. There you go. We added the fart into that to make it funny. All right, so please update the story from the previous response to include a serial killer and a detective. DETEC detective trying to investigate the murder in a campground. Maybe we can make it more exciting for the people that are there at this campfire. So it's going to add all this stuff in here for us. And I'll show you something that we can do with this in just a second to make it even more exciting if you like the way things are written. I mean, of course the story is really interesting, but sometimes it's also like really fun to read things that are written interestingly. So we're going to change the tone or the writing style of this in just a second once we get through this. So we can see Timberlake terror. The police had no clues, no footprints, no fingerprints, just whispers of a shadow moving through the night. Detective Eli Grayson, was he a hero? A camper asked. He was a legend. He tracked it. So, it's generating this nice little, the end, or is it? Okay, very good. Rewrite the story and include alliteration, A-L-L-I-A-L-L-X, alliteration, consonants, assonance, rhyming. Okay, so alliteration, we know all the first letters are the same. Consonants means we have a lot of the same sounds of the consonants. It doesn't matter where they fall in the word. Assonance meaning we have a lot of the similar vowel sounds, and then we know what rhyming is as well. So now we're going to rewrite that same story to sound like this. It's a pitch black, perilous night when shadows slithered just out of sight. The fire flickered and fanned the flame and the campers whispered old Timberlake's name. Ben, the counselor, began with a grin, his eyes aglow as he pulled them in. Do you hear the whispers, the creaks and cracks, the breeze that breathes down your backs? The wind whistled wildly through the trees like a ghostly groan on a haunted breeze. There was once a man, Ben began, voice low, with eyes like embers, a soul full of woe. Okay, it's going to give us this nice long, the end until next time. So it wasn't the shadow, but Ben's twin brother, a prankster prince, one trick after another. The campers groaned, their fear undone. The laughter rang beneath the sun, for Timberlake's terror was a gas, not gore, a tale they'd tell forevermore. All right, so we have that. So it turned into a poem, which we didn't ask it to do, but it would still be an interesting thing. So now we'll say rewrite the previous flow of the story in the voice of Ray Bradbury, but also keep the I was going to say make it fun to read, but let's just do this because I don't know what ChatGPT is going to think is fun to read. So here we go, in the voice of Ray Bradbury, rich with poetic rhyme, vivid imagery, and lingering mystery while maintaining the requested literary devices. So, the night came crawling thick and slow like black ink bleeding through the veins of the world. The trees gnarled with time, bent low to whisper secrets in the wind, secrets of dark deeds and half-forgotten horrors. The fire sputtered, the camper sat in a ring of fear and flames as Counselor Ben, with a grin like a jack-o'-lantern, leaned in close to spin his tail. You know, he began, his voice a feather brushing the spine, these woods aren't empty, they breathe, they remember, and sometimes they hunger. The fire crackled, a sinister snickle as he spoke. So here we go, here's a nice little story. The shadow of Timberlake was gone, not gore, and the woods would laugh forevermore at the end. So you can see right here, we just wrote something that was actually pretty interesting with a very simple prompt at the beginning, right? A scary campfire story that has a humorous twist at the end. We modified it multiple times, and I think based on this right here, it actually sounds like this is something that would be much more rich and interesting to read, as opposed to this lighthearted little tale that it gave us right at the very beginning. So there's an example of storytelling and fiction writing.